Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a top 5 tip video for how to improve your investigations in Phasmophobia. So stay tuned. Tip number 1. Don't go in all guns blazing and just shouting the spirit's name, attempting to piss it off straight away. You need as much time as possible to set up your investigation. Find where the ghost is, find which rooms it likes to be in. Try and even find its home room. And that'll give you time to get the crucifix down to defend and give you time to get your evidence and everything you need. If you piss off the ghost straight away, all that's going to happen is the activity is going to ramp up. You might get some instant success if you walk in the house, start shouting its name. It might show you where it is quicker, but it'll get angrier and angrier, quicker and quicker, and you're going to have less and less time to get that evidence to work out which ghost it is. So just chill out. By all means, ask it to give you a sign. Talk about it normally, but do not try it and go in with the aim of pissing it off, because especially on professional, you'll not get enough time to finish your investigation, and you'll be left to guess, because it'll just hunt after hunt after hunt until it kills you. So yeah, just chill out a bit. Tip number 2, learn about the ghosts. If you're struggling to get evidence, because sometimes ghosts can be very, very stubborn, certain ghosts will exhibit behaviours. Now these behaviours aren't concrete because each ghost is different and will react different, but you can kind of narrow it down if you're struggling to get evidence to take a good educated guess. Like if you get close to a room and the activity is just ramping up just when you're in that singular room, like nothing else really, he's not doing anything unless you're in his room and the lights are going on and off and what have you. It could be a djinn. Djinns love to play with electrics, phones, radios, stuff like that, and they're very territorial, so they will only get really angry and try and get you out of their room if you get close to them. If you've been in the house with a lot of people and it hasn't tried to hunt, even though you don't have a crucifix down or a crucifix left, it could be a shade, because shades will not start the attack if there are multiple people nearby. Again, it might not be. It might just be a very passive spirit or a very passive Oni. You never know, but you can usually narrow it down if it's ruled out. If you've got a couple of options left, like it could be a shade or it could be a banshee. Banshee's another one that only hunts solo people. I've done a crucifix. I've done. I'll have to edit that out. Edit that out. I've got a full guide to Phasmophobia on my channel, and I go over the general behaviours of certain ghosts, and it's definitely worth checking out if you want to get some more in-depth info on each and every ghost. Tip number 3, structure your investigations. So again, in the previous video I did on my channel, I go over the way I structure my investigations, but I'll just quickly do a quick summary here. So when I first go into a location personally, I'll take the parabolic mic and the thermometer, because they're really good to sweep the location and pinpoint the area the ghost is in. Again, I go over the equipment in that other video if you want to give that a check out. But yeah, so I'll go in, parabolic mic, find a spike. Now, parabolic mic, it could be on your floor or it could be the room above where you're at. It doesn't differentiate between floors, so but it will still give you at least the area. So once I've done that, I will then go and find the room temperature. Once I've found the room, I will just throw everything in there. Like, I'll keep going back. The first thing I do is I go back, get a crucifix if I'm certain it's the room, to get some defense down, to stop the ghost from hunting. And then I'll also take a video camera and a tripod up, just to set up in that room so I can have a look when I'm back at the van if there's any activity, any ghost orbs or anything. And then I'll just keep running backwards and forwards, so I'll set all the stuff up. Now, ghosts roam quite a bit, so sometimes I do stick up sound sensors now, even in the smaller locations, to see if it's moving. But mainly, I will, if I think I found the room, I'll just stay in there. We'll do some other stuff. We'll try and get evidence, and then obviously if the ghost has been stubborn and you're not getting the evidence, that's when I start towards the investigation. I'll start ramping up, shouting its name out, etc., etc. If you've got smudge sticks as an optional objective, I recommend you do them at the end of your investigation or close to the end, because smudge sticks will chill the ghost out, and if it's a spirit, it will chill it out for even longer. So the activity will still be there, but it just won't be as active as it was, because the sticks seem to calm it a bit. So definitely do that last in your investigation. Tip number 4, tip number 4. Don't sleep on the lights. So, I mean, when I first started playing, I was just walking through the dark house. I'd never turned the lights on. But now, obviously, if I find the room, I will light the main hallway in every house, unless that's where the ghost is, and I'll light the hallways on the road up to the room. So sanity drains in the dark, but if you're in the lights, your sanity doesn't drain. So it's useful to have a safe area where you can just let your sanity like chill out, or you know, if the ghost wants someone to be alone, you can chill out in the hallway and keep swapping over, so your sanity's not taking that much of a hit. Don't turn too many lights on though, because the breaker can only hold so many lights in a location. I think it's more for the asylum and the school, but the smaller houses you can turn. I don't want to take a guess because I've never really noticed, but I always only turn 2 or 3 lights off in the house. Maybe it's a bit more in the bigger ones, just so I don't overload the breaker. And it just means as well, if the ghost starts flicking on lights here and there, it's not going to overload the breaker either. It will. It can turn the breaker off itself, so it's just something to be mindful of. And looping back to my last point, the reason I keep the lights on as well is I've had very bad experiences with the mare ghost. Now, the mare ghost loves the dark, and it likes to roam as well. From every mare I've come across, will be active in massive amounts of area, and you struggle to pinpoint the room. Now, if you think you've got the room it's in, if you light up the rooms around it, it'll kind of pen it in because it doesn't like the light. It won't attack as much in the light, where in the dark it likes to attack, and it gets more and more powerful the longer it's in the dark. Having said that, it still can turn the lights off itself, but obviously the lights, you want the lights on just to keep your sanity and save you from being attacked. Now to the 5th and final tip. This is escaping the hunt, so I go over this in my other video, but some new information came to light when I was playing yesterday that I didn't realise was a thing. So I got killed twice yesterday, and both times I assumed I was safe. So when the ghost starts a hunt, you can hide from it, and it's usually the better option than trying to outrun it, because you will not outrun a revenant or a djinn. If the break is on, the djinn can hunt fast. If the break is off, it can't hunt fast. But yeah, the revenant and the djinn are two. You can't outrun them, especially with the speed they go. They'll be upstairs and down in seconds. So what you really want to do is hide. Now, yesterday when I died, I ran upstairs into a bathroom and I shut the door, and it walked through the door and killed us. And a similar thing happened in another run that I did. I can't actually remember where I died. And there's another thing as well. In the asylum, if you lock yourself in the asylum, do not keep yourself in line of sight of the door, because the doors have glass in and the spirit can see you through the glass and it will kill you. It doesn't have to come in the room. If it sees you through the glass, it'll just come in and kill you. But yeah, where was I going with that anyway? Sorry. Yeah, so yeah. You want to try and find a room that's got a lot of hiding spots and a lot of objects in. Now, this isn't always easy to do in the smaller houses, because obviously there's not a lot of objects you can hide. Well, there's places you can hide, but there's not a lot of objects you can run around. But if you hide in a room, make sure you hid away from the door. Make sure you hid in a room where the ghost will not be able to see if it walks through the door. Because let's say Ryan, my mate, who I play with, he said if a ghost doesn't have line of sight, it goes into roam mode. Now, roam mode basically is just where the ghost will roam. Like, it'll walk away from its room and it'll just travel a bit. Now, it'll still be in hunt, but it'll go into the same behaviours as if it was roaming. So it will go to the nearest room it's near, if it loses line of sight of everyone. So I think I was just unlucky with it going through the door, because obviously I was in the bathroom at the top of the stairs. Nathan and Ryan were making a noise in the other room, so I think when it was hunting it was downstairs, but it heard them talking, so it came upstairs. Didn't have line of sight, so just went straight through the first door it come to, which just so happened to be the room that I was sat in. So yeah, it just slapped us up, sent us to the Shadow Realm, and that was pretty much that. Killed us. So yeah, if you're in a room in the school, try and hide. If it comes in, your heartbeats will start going because you'll be able to see it. Try and run round the objects so the ghost can't get you when you get out, so you can get back round and out of the door. Try and create some distance by running through all the tables and stuff away from it, and then eventually you should hopefully be able to get out and find yourself another room to go and hide in, unless of course it's a revenant or a djinn, in which case you're probably fucked. But yeah, and that's it. So there we have it, that's my 5 quick tips for improving your investigations in Phasmophobia. If you want a full comprehensive guide, there's a 40-minute video in my previous upload, as I've mentioned a couple of times. It's got a gameplay at the end with everything in action, so you should definitely check it out. I've got timestamps in the video if you want to see what the equipment do, what the ghosts' behaviours are usually, and of course the gameplay at the end. They've all got timestamps. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And my next upload will be 3 professional investigations in under half an hour, just wrapping them all out, 100% as well. So thanks again for watching, and take care.